Have you ever felt that deep, aching silence after retirement? The kind that wraps around your days and seeps into your evenings, making you wonder if seeing old friends might bring that spark back? You're not alone. So many retirees believe that revisiting past friendships is the magic fix for post-retirement loneliness. The comfort of familiar faces, the nostalgia of shared memories. It sounds like a balm for the soul. But what if I told you that chasing those old connections might actually deepen the loneliness instead of healing it? In this powerful and eye-opening video, we'll unpack 5 surprising and deeply emotional reasons why leaning too heavily on old friendships could be holding you back in retirement, and what you should do instead to feel truly fulfilled. From how time changes the fabric of friendships to the hidden traps of emotional dependency, what you're about to discover might completely transform how you see your social life in this next chapter. So stay with me until the very end, because what you'll learn could redefine your path to emotional freedom, purpose, and lasting peace in retirement. Friendships aren't frozen in time. One of the most jarring realizations in retirement is that the friendships we once held dear often don't survive the test of time intact. You may picture yourself catching up over coffee, picking up where you left off, but instead, you find yourself in conversations that feel foreign, out of sync, and awkward. Why? Because people change, and life doesn't wait. Before retirement, friendships often revolved around shared environments. Workplaces, church groups, school events, neighborhood barbecues. There were natural intersections in your daily life that made staying connected almost effortless. But once those routines vanish, the thread holding many friendships together unravels. Reconnecting now requires deliberate effort. And more often than not, when you finally do reach out, you might find those friends have carved out new routines, new identities, new commitments that no longer align with yours. Take John. At 72, retirement felt like a void. He reached out to long-lost friends, thinking a good laugh and a shared memory would cure the ache. But those friends? They were on cruises, chasing grandkids, diving into new lives. Few had time for long chats or spontaneous visits. John was left not with the comfort he craved, but a heavier loneliness, one sharpened by unmet expectations. Not every friendship is meant to last forever. Some are built for a season. When you cling to the idea that old relationships will stay the same, you risk feeling disillusioned. The more powerful path is to embrace who you are now and build connections that meet you where you are today. Are you really missing people or purpose? Let's ask a bold question. When you feel lonely in retirement, are you actually missing someone, or are you missing meaning? It's easy to confuse the two. When your calendar empties out and the rhythm of work life disappears, it's only natural to reach for what once made you feel whole, your friends. But here's the truth most never say out loud. Loneliness isn't always a lack of people. It's often a lack of purpose. Take Martha. At 68, her days felt hollow. She called old friends, visited regularly, scheduled coffee dates, but something still felt off. Something deeper was missing. It wasn't until she began volunteering at a local animal shelter, cleaning kennels, feeding strays, helping with adoptions, that she felt truly alive again. Her days were full of meaning. Her joy wasn't coming from people. It was coming from purpose. So before you pick up that phone or plan your next visit, ask yourself, am I reaching out because I miss them or because I miss feeling needed? True emotional nourishment doesn't come from others. It begins within you. One-sided friendships are a silent energy drain. Let's talk about effort. In a healthy friendship, the give and take flows naturally. You reach out, they reach back. You visit them, they show up for you. But what happens when the balance tips? What if you're the only one initiating, calling, planning, driving across town? That's not connection. That's work. Richard, a 70-year-old retiree, made it his mission to keep in touch with his old friends. He called weekly, drove to see them, showed up at their birthdays. But over time, he noticed a pattern. They never initiated, never asked how he was doing, never returned the effort. Eventually, Richard realized something heartbreaking. He wasn't being cherished. He was being tolerated. If you're the only one putting in the energy, it's not a friendship, it's a performance. And that constant reaching without reciprocity leads not just to burnout, but a deeper sense of being alone. Friendships shouldn't feel like obligations. They should feel like home. If you're always the one knocking and no one's answering back, maybe it's time to stop knocking and start walking toward connections that walk with you. Familiar faces can stall forward motion. Comfort can be a beautiful thing, but also a dangerous trap. After retirement, it's tempting to hold tightly to anything familiar, especially old friendships. They remind you of who you were, where you came from, what you once had. But sometimes the very comfort you're clinging to is what's keeping you from growing. Barbara, a 74-year-old widow, spent years revisiting her childhood friendships, coffee dates, long phone calls, nostalgic trips down memory lane. But she began to notice a stillness, not the peaceful kind, but the stagnant kind. She wasn't learning anything new. She wasn't expanding. She wasn't evolving. Her life had become a replay of yesterdays, while the future stood untouched. Growth demands courage. Sometimes that means letting go of the past. Not because it wasn't beautiful, but because it's not your destination. You don't have to abandon your old friends, but don't let those ties keep you from building new bonds, exploring fresh experiences, or becoming someone you've never had the chance to be. Some friendships deplete more than they nourish. Here's a painful truth. Not every friend is good for your soul. As we age, our emotional energy becomes more precious. Yet, many retirees hold on to relationships that sap their strength out of habit, guilt, or fear. Thomas, 76, thought of himself as a loyal companion. He made his rounds, visiting friends, always checking in. But he started noticing a troubling pattern. He left these visits feeling worse. Some friends only vented. Others never asked about him. A few treated him like a chore rather than a choice. Friendships should refill your cup, not leave it empty. If someone leaves you drained, heavy-hearted, or questioning your worth, it's not a relationship worth preserving. Your time, your peace, and your happiness are too valuable. It's okay to say, I deserve better. Letting go doesn't make you disloyal. It makes you free. Your peace is priceless if you've stayed with me this long. Take a deep breath. What you've just explored isn't about pushing people away. It's about making space for the right people, the right purpose, the right future. Retirement is a rebirth, and not everyone from your past is meant to walk with you into the future. It's time to reflect on which friendships bring light and which cast shadows. Release the guilt of stepping away from draining connections. Reclaim your time, your passions, your self-worth. Reimagine your social circle with intention, not nostalgia. Because you deserve to be surrounded by joy, purpose, and mutual respect, not by routines that no longer serve you. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which part of today's message hit home the hardest? Have you ever felt trapped in a friendship that no longer fed your soul? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your story could be the spark that inspires someone else. And if this video moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep creating heartfelt, honest content for this beautiful community. You are not alone on this journey. In the next chapter, it's yours to write. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.